Hey everyone, hello, welcome. Good morning, good afternoon, good night, wherever you are joining from. I'm joining from live in the Garden State of New Jersey. I'm so happy just to have everyone here. My name is April Neal, and I'm so excited and just so ecstatic to have everyone here for the first installation of the Countdown to Columbia series. So, as we're waiting for more of our friends to join us for this exciting webinar, I want us to do a little bit of an icebreaker before we get right into this exciting session. So everyone get ready to type into the chat. But I want to see, just to ask everyone as we're waiting for more people to come in, what are you most excited about when it comes to being a member of the Columbia family? I'm so curious to hear and to see what some of your responses are. What are you most excited about? I know that we're excited to have all of you here. Oh my goodness. Okay. Okay. I'm seeing the responses coming through. New York City, meeting interesting people. The chat's moving so quickly. New York City, eating pizza, campus life, New York City pizza. Amen. Love that. Meeting so many interesting people, being a part of a vibrant and diverse community. You are spot on. Exploring the city. There's so much to explore in New York. Uh, being in on the East Coast. Okay, I'm seeing excited for my son to be a part of Columbia. I'm also seeing I'm excited to be living in New York City and experiencing the fantastic cuisine and community opportunities in New York, watching my kid thrive academically. I'm excited. I'm joining from Mexico, excited for my daughter, excited for East Coast winters. Okay, I'll be honest. I love summertime. This is my favorite season. So I'm not excited about East Coast winters, but I'm excited for you to experience it. All right, being close to family. I'm excited for my son. So proud of my son to be part of the Columbia family. We are so excited for your son to be a part of the Columbia family. And we're so excited for everyone here that you are a part of the Columbia family, which is why that is our very first session. Okay. So as I'm seeing more and more responses are coming in, I'm seeing a lot of excitement, a lot of enthusiasm, and we share your excitement and enthusiasm. Thank you for your responses in the chat. We want to make sure that you utilize this chat. If anything, if you have any questions, you're more than welcome to put a question at the end. Marty, my colleague, my co-host Marty and I, who you'll get to hear from in a moment, we're going to leave some time for Q&A at the end if you have any questions that you would like to ask us. But we want to get right into it because we are so happy to have you here. And I want you to get to know some of the incredible people that I get to work with and alongside. So let's get into introductions. So with that said, I know I mentioned my name at the very beginning, but my name is April Neal. I'm the Associate Director of Parent and Family Engagement. I work in the Student and Family Support Office. You'll hear a bit more about my team and our bread and butter shortly. But I'm thrilled to have all of you here, and we are so excited to welcome all of you in the fall. And with that said, I'm going to pass the virtual microphone to my amazing co-host, Marnie.
Good morning, everyone. My name is Marnie Whalen-Torini. I use she, her pronouns. I'm Director of Student Engagement, Orientation, and Community Programs within Undergraduate Student Life, supporting Columbia College and Columbia Engineering. So in my role, I manage, oversee, and create your orientation experience alongside an amazing team of folks within student engagement, within multicultural affairs, and residence life, within the undergraduate student experience and undergraduate student life. We are so excited to start the summer with you, and I'm really excited to be here today. This really kicks off all of the planning that we have been truly working on since last September. This is an effort of annual preparation, and we're really excited to get going with this next cycle. So with that, I am going to pass it to our Dean of Undergraduate Student Life, Kamal Khan.
Hello, everyone. Thanks, Marnie. Thanks, April. So as Marnie said, I'm Kamala Khan. All of our students, or most of our students, call me Dean K. My hope is that you will also call me Dean K when you see me around campus. I actually just completed my first year at Columbia University, and I've had the time of my life. Absolutely have had the time of my life. I've gone to many Broadway shows. I've hacked the subway system, which is actually wicked easy. So anyone who's stressed out about the subway system, don't be. Through the orientation experience, you will definitely get a good understanding of how to maximize the subway system in New York City. So, as Marty shared, I am the Dean of Undergraduate Student Life. Undergraduate Student Life is one of the places students will come to know well during their Columbia experience. Our work is across four connected areas in undergraduate student life. That's student engagement, multicultural affairs, residential life, and administration and planning. Residential life supports the student experience where many students begin for the first time. Some of you might be living with folks, some of you will be in singles, but it is a wonderful microcosm of our world, of our global community. And you will have plenty of support in the residential life area in terms of, building community, navigating differences, working with your roommate, and all that good stuff. We also have multicultural affairs where you will explore your identity, explore belonging, explore, what it means to be in a diverse community as well. You also experience student engagement, which is where a lot of our clubs and organizations, we have over 330 clubs and organizations here at Columbia. You will also experience leadership development, campus traditions. I don't know if you've heard about Bacchanal, which is amazing. Tree lighting, surf and turf, all of those wonderful traditions are emanating out of undergraduate student life, again, with our campus colleagues. And obviously, we have our administration and planning team, which helps support the overall operation of undergraduate student life, especially with our clubs and organizations. Across the three areas, I'm not sure if you've seen our slides, there are four pillars within undergraduate student life that shapes our experience around how we approach the work that we're doing with our students. Those four areas and those four commitments are centered around your well-being, your holistic well-being, your leadership development, making sure that you have the access to resources and support to maximize your academic experience, as well as paying attention to how we're living in community with each other. What is the culture that is existing in the undergraduate student life experience that allows your students to thrive and learn from each other? So again, whether you're looking to get involved, lead a student group, attend a community event, connect with peers across difference, navigate your residential experience, or just simply figure out how to find your home here, undergraduate student life is here for you. I do want to introduce someone who is a rock star in undergraduate student life, Nat DiMattia. Nat serves as our executive assistant and project manager for undergraduate student life. Nat works very closely with all of us in USL to ensure that our priorities, we're focused on our projects, we're delivering on our commitment to our students. And so it's my pleasure to now pass it over to Nat.
Hi all. My name is Nat DiMattia. As Kamala said, I am the Executive Assistant and Project Manager for Undergraduate Student Life. My office is right at the front of the suite when you come through, so if you're meeting with any of our wonderful staff in USL, if you're meeting with Kamala, our staff in student engagement, our staff in multicultural affairs, you'll probably swing by my office first and I'll tell you where to go find those folks. I am also with my coworker Judy Zong, who was not able to be on this webinar today, going to be the first point of contact for any phone calls or emails that come through to our office. So any questions you may have, those are going to come to me. And they will either be answered by me or I will forward your questions and queries on to the staff member in our office who is best able to handle those.
Thank you so much, Team USL. Today's agenda. So here's just a brief overview of what you can expect from the session. I'm going to walk you through, as I mentioned, my bread and butter, my team, student and family support, who we are and what do we do. You'll get an opportunity just to get a brief overview of our team and the work that we do. You'll also be able to meet three members of the student and family support team, and as well as just to learn about our remaining colleagues as well, and the incredible work that they do, as well as why student and family support. Why do we do the work that we do? Why is it so important to us? Next up, and you heard a teaser, wonderful appetizer from my colleagues within undergraduate student life, but they're going to share more about who they are and what they do, as well as an overview. You'll also have an opportunity to meet the team. I'll walk through an overview of Countdown to Columbia and what you can expect over the next couple of weeks. My colleague Marnie will talk through NSOP preparation and next steps. And as I mentioned at the very beginning, we'll walk through some brief Q&A. So let's get right into the meat and potatoes. All right, student and family support overview, what we do and why we do the work that we do. So our office, just to essentially just capture the work that we do, our office is here to serve as a source of support, connection, and guidance for both the undergraduate student community as well as their families throughout the Columbia experience. For the students that are here with us today, I saw some of you responding in the chat. We're so happy to have you here with us. Our job is really just to offer compassionate support during moments of medical, emotional, as well as psychological or situational distress. And so that's where we come in, just able to helping connect you to care, to resources, as well as next steps if challenges arise. We also create educational programming that promotes student well-being, fosters a sense of belonging. That's really important to us, and helps students and families build lifelong, lasting connections across the Columbia community, because we want you to be able to build friendships that last a lifetime. For parents and guardians that are here with us, again, my work in parent and family engagement, my work is to work with all of you and to make sure that you feel involved and included throughout this wonderful Columbia journey. For parents and guardians that are here, we provide resources, information, as well as meaningful opportunities to stay connected to the work that we're doing with your student, while also supporting your student's growth and independence. Next up, so here we are. Meet the team. This is personally my favorite slide. If you could give me some time just to brag on my team a little bit. As I've mentioned at some point in this session, I am so happy and I thoroughly enjoy the work that I do, but working with such an incredible team makes it all the more exciting and all the more enjoyable. And so I want you just to be able to take a look at some of these faces here. While each of us supports students and families in different ways, we work closely together to help students feel supported, connected, and cared for throughout your Columbia journey. So you're going to hear from Dean Stephanie King and my colleague Joanne in a moment. But as you see our names and faces today, it is genuinely my sincere hope that you'll begin to recognize our office as a welcoming point of contact for you, a place where students and families can turn for support, for guidance. If you need to just talk to someone, there is support for you along the way. That said, I really want the last thing I say before I pass it over to my colleague Joanne, whether you are an incoming student or a family member that is preparing for this new chapter, we are so excited just to welcome you in the fall and support you along the way. And with that said, I'm going to pass the virtual microphone over to my colleague Joanne Egan to share more about the work that she does and the ways that she supports students and families.
Hi, everyone. Welcome. I'm Joanne Egan. I know it says Joanne Neal on the little thing, but if you receive an email from me, and you might if you reach out, and it'll say Joanne Egan. Uh, my official title is Student and Family Support Liaison. So what does that mean? I'm answering the phones, I'm answering your calls, and I'm returning your emails. I also am involved in orientation, and then the family days in the fall, and really everything our office does. A lot of departments at Columbia can't answer the phone. They have a lot going on, and you're going to reach out to them and you're going to be frustrated. And that's when you're going to reach out to us because we always answer the phone. Well, 95% of the time. We answer the phone, and we're just really here to help you navigate a lot of the different departments. In addition to the casework that we do in office and elsewhere, you're going to have questions and you don't know where to go. So you're going to come to us because we're going to answer the phone. And then also, and I will put these in the chat, our contact information. We also receive a lot of emails because we send out the newsletters. And then if you want to respond or you have a question, those questions are going to come to our office, and we're going to try and help you out and navigate it. My oldest daughter went to Barnard, and then my two younger daughters went to an Ivy adjacent school. So I'm very tapped into this world. So I know what you're going through as parents. And I'm also a student here at Columbia. I've taken most of the core classes. So I also know what some of your students are going to be going through. So give us a call anytime, and we'll help you navigate what is a great community, but sometimes a little complicated in terms of where to go. So anyway, we're super excited to see you in August. And I will pass it over to my friend Stephanie King.
Thank you, Joanne. Thank you, April. Welcome, everyone. We are so excited to meet you virtually and then in August to meet so many of you in person for move-in day, convocation, and then subsequently new student orientation for your students. Student and Family Support Office, we are welcoming you not only because we are the most immediate contact for the parents and families. You're going to have so many questions and anxieties as you launch your student off to New York City and to Columbia in general. And this is absolutely an incredible achievement, but we know that it can be stressful and we want to be as helpful as possible as you figure out this transition. And so we will provide you with our contact information and our email, and you can reach out about little questions, and you will most often speak to April and Joanne, not only now as you're prepping to move here, but also your entire 4 years, your entire here at Columbia University. We are your go-to office as you figure out what resources are available. We are not the only office. Right here today, we're here with Undergraduate Student Life, but your student will also have an advisor in the Center for Student Advising, the Center for Career Education, and so many other offices that throughout this summer series, you will meet and get a chance to talk to, which April will talk about a little bit later. Overall, our role is to connect students to resources, to help answer questions, to help alleviate stress. We know the 4 years of college can bring up so many mixed emotions and so many moments of challenge at times. And Student and Family Support is here to make sure we can help you navigate all of that. And for the parents, you can always work with us, whether it's something that comes up in your student's room, it's something that comes up in an academic class, we can help you figure out what's the best next step. So navigating this rigorous academic culture, removing any stigma around asking for help, ensuring that students and families know how and who to ask help for. Ultimately, we work together to make this big campus feel small. For families and parents, through April, you're going to be receiving newsletters and opportunities to get involved in campus. We also host family orientation, which is going to be during move-in day, and then also family days, which is in October every single year. So there's going to be so many opportunities to get to know us and to get to know the campus. But as Joanne and April said, when in doubt, we are here to help. So please don't hesitate to reach out. I'm going to turn it over to, I believe, Marnie. Yep.
I'll take it from here. Yeah. Okay, great. So as you heard a little bit of Dean K queued up, we are Undergraduate Student Life. Within Undergraduate Student Life, we have 4 different areas. Residential Life that oversees all of our residential experience on campus. So as first-year students, you will be living within our residence halls. As transfer or combined plan or visiting or exchange students, you might be living on or off campus, but definitely we'll spend some time making friends and being social within our halls as well. There's Multicultural Affairs that supports our identity-based communities, our affinity groups, and conversations around diversity and dialogue across difference. And then for student engagement, this is my team. We oversee most of our student clubs and organizations. We organize orientation together, and a lot of the social programming, large scale, that happens, some of our traditions on campus like tree lighting. I personally advise Bacchanal. It's my favorite day of the year other than move-in. And also some of our really fun things that happen in the falls. I'm sorry, I said tree lighting already, but Glass House Rocks and other campus traditions that you'll find are really integrated into the undergraduate experience here. And then we would be nothing without our administration and planning team who processes all of our payments as student group leaders in training and aspirational student group leaders here today, I imagine. You will work really hand in hand with administration and planning, who supports all of our processes around policies and travel and spending those student funds as you are entering in the student life space. Kamal, do you want to add anything to that?
No, that was perfect, Marty. Thank you so much.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then the next slide is about our 4 pillars, which Dean Kay also spoke about: student well-being, academic engagement, leadership development, and community and care. So no matter which of the areas that you're really interacting with, you will touch on bits of that, and bringing the co-curricular experience to life is the work that we do. And then for NSOP particular, so this is what I am most excited about to talk to you today about today. April, if you just go to the next slide quick. There we go. So our new student orientation program looks a little bit different, whether you're a first-year student or a transfer combined plan or visiting exchange student, but they do all consist of 4 essential areas. So your immersion experience for our first-year students takes place over Monday and Tuesday. For our TVC students, that happens on Thursday, but it is a time to get out, get integrated, start building community with your incoming class, and also with your upper class leaders, so your orientation leaders. We have a plethora of academic programming that will happen throughout the week. You'll be welcomed in an academic assembly from either Columbia College or Columbia Engineering. There'll be time to engage directly with faculty at the Academic Resource Fair or at some of our new conversations with faculty over dinner that we're planning right now. And plenty of time to also interface with your academic advisors. I know we had some questions about registration, but you'll all receive your academic advisor, and you'll be able to start your conversations with them now to prepare for registration on Friday of NSOP. We have plenty of resource programming here so that you know who to reach out to if you need support or where to get support. So some of that programming and introduction is optional, some of it is required so that you know what resources and we're all educated on the same playing field of what you have access to. Some of those offices look like the Office of Religious Life, our Sexual Violence Response Team, our Office of Institutional Equity, Multicultural Affairs, our Bias Response Team, but folks who are here to really support you as you navigate your Columbia journey, so that you can be your best self both in the classroom and without and outside. And then our social programming, we have it integrated throughout the week. There is plenty of time to make friends and build community, and really get to know what part of the Columbia communities that you are going to find your identity with. And so we have social programming in the evening to make friends across all 4 undergraduate schools. So that includes Columbia College, Columbia Engineering, the School of General Studies, and some of our colleagues at Barnard College. And so it's a time to get to know you and get to know a little bit about what the Columbia community has to offer and where you might find your communities as you really settle in here and find your sense of belonging. So with that, I'm going to hand it back to April, who's going to talk a little bit about what you can expect for the summer, and how we can start to prepare for the lead up to orientation.
All right. Thanks so much, Marnie, for all that you shared. And so I'm going to talk us through a little bit regarding Countdown to Columbia and what you can expect over the next couple of weeks. So again, we're so happy to have all of you here with us for our very first session, the Welcome to the Columbia Family Countdown to Columbia session. So these sessions just kind of walking you through, and I'll include the link to our website in a moment. But these sessions are designed to help incoming students and families feel more informed, feel more prepared, as well as connected as you begin this exciting transition into the Columbia community. So please note, just to give you a brief overview, please note that these sessions are being recorded and that we will be posting them on our website within the coming days. So if anyone wants to revisit the information that's shared in this session, it will be reposted on Monday. So I would encourage you to check back on Monday if you want to revisit any of the information that is shared in this session. But moving forward, you can expect to see a replay of the Countdown to Columbia session that you registered for the day after. So if you have any questions, or if let's say, we understand that everyone's schedule is busy during the summer, you may not be able to attend while the session is live, but we wanted to make sure that we thought of you and that we considered you and your family, just to make sure that you felt in the loop on all that we're talking about and all that we'll be discussing over this summer. We also encourage you to keep an eye on our website, as well as our upcoming family newsletters for more information about upcoming sessions, important questions, important updates, as well as helpful resources that we'll be sharing all throughout the summer. And with that said, I'm going to pass it back over to you, Marnie.
Yeah, so just some things to keep in mind over the summer as you're preparing for NSOP is if you're a first year student, incoming first year student, you've been receiving a plethora of reminders to complete your immersion experience survey, which are due tomorrow. Please complete that so that we can curate your orientation experience to be the best for you. If you have other friends or know folks who haven't completed, everyone will be placed in immersion experience. Do not panic that you will be sitting at home while everyone else is having the time of their lives. I can promise you it will be the time of your life. But we really do want to be able to curate it for you. And so that data that comes from that survey is really important in that process. You'll then be receiving your immersion experience placements by the end of the following week. So that looks like around July 24th, hopefully earlier than that. And you'll receive more information about what to expect for those first 2 days and what to pack if some of you might be placed in co-op, which is our outdoor orientation program, but also just what to be aware of and what to be really excited for. I do want to make note that we really do ask you to think about how you can challenge yourselves to fully participate in those programs. They are designed for folks who have little to absolutely no experience within those areas, and for you to take a risk and be supported by your orientation leader and your peers within that space. So if you're nervous about partaking in something, that's totally normal. As part of the system is designed, we do entertain very few requests for changes, and they are very specific around accommodation. So I'm happy, my team is happy to talk to anyone if you're feeling anxious about any of your placements. And really, I have absolutely found that the students that have the best time are the ones that were nervous at first about participating in something a little bit out of their comfort zone. So you'll receive your immersion experience placement within the next 2.5 weeks. After that, in the early August, you'll also receive directly your orientation leaders. You'll receive 2 orientation leaders for every group and your full group. Your orientation leader will have a designated time that you can join to have a virtual meeting before you arrive on campus, and they'll most likely start an email chain or a group chat just so that you have an upper class leader to ask any questions to before we arrive. Lastly, the NSOP schedule will also go live in early and mid-August, and that will be an app that you download on your phone. Based on your immersion experience, you can see which programs that you are required to attend and what your track programming looks like, and then you can start to look through some of the social programming and other opportunities that you have, decide what is really interesting to you, how do you want to prioritize your time, and get a really good feel for that. As part of that, also some of the schedules that will also go live at that time is also the family orientation. So I did just want to hand it right over to April. Sorry, April, not to put you on the spot, but thinking about that, I know we have so many parents here today. So if there's any comments you want to make, and contextualizing when folks can expect the family orientation schedule to go live as well.
Absolutely. Thank you so much, Marty. That actually ties into because we were going to go into the Q&A portion of it. And shout out to those of you who submitted a question to within the newsletter. Marty and I were able to take a look, and we'll be able to answer some of those questions, 3 of those questions today. And then we'll also try to leave room for if we have any further questions that come up within this session, but we wanted just to address a few and just make sure that everything is clear and you're aware of what to expect. So to answer your question regarding family orientation, we received a question that asked, when is move-in day for engineering? And so I want to answer for both the college and 4Cs. Family move-in is August 29th for international students, and then for international students that will take place on August 29th, and then family orientation will take place on August 30th, and that is for domestic students. And so if you have any questions regarding that, you're more than welcome to reach out to Team USL, to Team Student and Family Support. We're happy just to answer whatever questions you have regarding both of those days and guide you in the right direction to make sure that you're set up for success for both of those days. But with that said, family orientation, we have a wonderful schedule that we are lining up for you. I've been in the process of working with many of our campus partners throughout Columbia Health, throughout advising, throughout within my team, Student and Family Support, within USL. You'll also be working with Team USL for NSOP. And so we have a wonderful agenda set up for you for that weekend to welcome you, to get you all set up, to make sure that both for students and for families that you feel excited about this new chapter and transition. So please be on the lookout for that. We are working very closely internally and just making sure that everything is set up for you. And so you should receive more information within the coming weeks. But I just want to say again, for everyone here within the sound of my voice, for international students, your arrival date is August 29th. And then for domestic students, August 30th. And we will host family orientation for all students and their families on that day. All right. So with that said, I'm going to pass it over back to you, Marty, because I think you have question number two.
I do. I just want to clarify one thing that what the dates that April was just speaking about are for our first year students, right? So if you are an international student, but you are transfer, combined plan, or a combined plan or visiting student, your move-in day is still September 1. So all of our TVC students move in on September 1. I know that can get a little confusing when you're like, well, I'm part of both of these. So if you are a transfer combined plan, September 1. Yes, so my second question that I'm going to answer, someone asked, is there any academic advising provided to students in order to help them select their first year courses or your first semester if you're joining us as a transfer? Yes, so at the end of the month, you will receive your assigned advisor from the the Barrick Center for Student Advising, and they will then be open to meet. So we really encourage you to meet with your advisor virtually over the summer beforehand so that you're able to line up your courses, talk through what are you concerns about. A lot of your first year courses will be within the core, and so they will be selected for you. But you can talk more specifically about what the opportunities for what you can register for directly with your Center for Student Advising advisor. Also, I want to plug that on the first week of August, I believe it's August 6th, we are having a Countdown to Columbia webinar series that will highlight the Center for Student Advising. Some of our colleagues there will be talking about how to engage with your advisor, what resources do they offer, learning more about academic support and success outside of the classroom. And so if you have any questions then, that is a great opportunity to talk directly to the experts so that you're ready to register on Friday of NSOP. So that would be Friday, September 4th this year. And that is for all transfer and new students, first year students. And then I think we have a more specific one that April is going to address as well.
Yes, thank you so much, Marty. So we received another question that asked, for a pre-med student who wants to graduate a year early, what would be the best steps to take? That is an excellent question. And I also wanted just to plug, with that said, I wanted to plug another upcoming Countdown to Columbia session that's taking place on August 10th, and that is being held by my wonderful colleague, Nikki Cunningham, who specifically works with students that are on the pre-med track. So any questions that you have, you are more than welcome to prepare those questions regarding if this is a dream of yours to be in the medical field. We are rooting for you. We are cheering you on. And so we want to make sure that you are guided in the right direction on your journey. So please definitely be on the lookout for and register for that session. You should be able to see it on the website. If it's not there, you're more than welcome to reach out, and I'm happy just to send over the link to you so that you're able to register for it. But there will be a pre-health advising session if you want to get more information on graduating a year early and the best steps to take to do that. So those are some of the questions that we received our way. We want to leave room for any questions that you may have. We obviously, because we have to be mindful of time, we won't be able to get to all of the questions here, but not to worry. I am confident that over the next couple of weeks, there will be ample opportunities for you to have your questions answered. And you're also more than welcome to reach out to our team. And we're happy just to either answer your question for you or point you in the right direction as you're preparing for the fall and to arrive on campus. So let's see. Any questions that we have? I'm seeing that a lot of my colleagues here that are a part of this webinar are already answering many of your questions. But if there is a question that hasn't been answered yet, we're happy to take a look and talk through it. All right, I'm seeing, oh my goodness, oh, it's moving so quickly. All right, I am seeing that, just was looking at one question. I'm seeing something about closet space and how many drawers each student will have. And so I think that really it depends on the room. And so that is something that is more of a housing and res life session. But I have great news for you. There will be sessions that are happening over the next couple of weeks where you will be able to talk to our colleagues within residential life and housing directly to be able to get more information about the dorms, about the space. If you want to ask about closet space, um, you will be able to ask a lot of those questions then. So please keep that in your back pocket for those sessions.
April, can I say
There'll be
something?
a specific.
Oh.
Oh, sorry. Go ahead, Stephanie. Go ahead,
No,
Stephanie.
I know it's so anxiety filled to figure out what to bring, how much to bring. Don't bring too much. You're really not going to need your whole entire room at home. You're gonna need some clothing. I know it's gonna be warm in maybe the first few weeks, and then it's gonna start getting chillier. So you don't need your full summer wardrobe. You also will likely go home during fall break and Thanksgiving to pick up more clothing and things like that. I put in the chat the link to the housing website. Students have already received their housing assignment. You can go to the portal to figure out where your housing assignment is, and then on the housing website, you can look at the information for that building and understand the layout a little bit better. But students will either have most likely a wardrobe and a desk, and then also a set of drawers, like 3 drawers and a wardrobe. Don't bring everything, pack lightly. So that's information about the specific room, stuff like that. I don't know, Marnie, if you had anything you else wanted to add.
Yeah, I just the few things I wanted to add were we have a move-in specific webinar series for both first years and transfers. So please, if you have questions about move-in. And then there is also a session, life on campus. So that will be representatives from housing, residential life, dining, transportation, and public safety. So really about what does it mean to live here on campus and what can you bring? And you can really get into the details with them. Someone asked a specific question, which I think is actually really important and just a cool thing that we do here that I wanted to highlight is a pre-packaged delivery. So part of our mail system here is that if you ship something to your residence hall and it arrives on campus before August 15th, then the mailroom is going to take that package and put it directly into your room. So that means when you arrive at move-in, the packages that you got here at August 15th, you don't need to wait in line at the mailroom. You don't need to go acquire them. They will be ready for you in your space and in your assigned residence hall room for you to unpack right away. So I always encourage as many people as possible to take care to take use of that. Bringing as little as you can and let us do the lifting for you so that it will be available for you when you arrive.
I also put the link about the in-room package delivery process. You will receive shipping details in July from housing directly, but you don't need to put the exact direct address of the actual building because all of our student mail goes to one center. And so you'll get specific information about that, but just know that will be handled at one center location, and then they will deliver it to the individual buildings and dorms.
April, I see a question here about should all Columbia communication be forwarded from our student, or is there a parent email group or anything directly to the parent? So maybe you want to talk directly about how we communicate with our populations. You can take the parents first.
Absolutely. So you may have seen it in our slide, but I will put it here. I'll put our email address where I mentioned if you have any questions in short, we can help. But it is ugradfamily at columbia.edu. And so, should you have any questions, you're more than welcome to reach out to our office. As we mentioned in our earlier slides, we're happy just to make sure that for the parents, we're happy just to work with you closely. I'm happy just to whatever that looks like as we prepare over the next coming weeks. If you have any questions, you're more than welcome to reach out to our office, and I'm happy just to hop on a call with you, or we can email just to make sure that you have the necessary information to support your students. I'm also really excited to share that our office is also As we mentioned earlier in the slides, we're going to have some programming. So there is family orientation. There's family weekend where parents are able just to meet other Columbia parents and build community that way. But we're also going to have just programming where where you will be able to meet other Columbia parents like yourself and build community as your student is also building lifelong lasting connections throughout their Columbia journey. And so I'm excited just to work with all of you parents here over the course of the next 4 years and to make sure that you feel included, that you feel in the loop, because as much as this is a huge, tremendous success for all the students that are here, you got accepted to Columbia University. That is a big deal. I hope that at some point you pat yourselves on the back because that is a huge accomplishment. But also for the parents here, you are a Columbia parent. This is also your journey. And so we want to make sure that you feel supported, that you feel guided, that you feel included in the process as well. So please don't hesitate to reach out to us via email. I also have, if you send me an email, I also have a link where you're able to meet with me and where we can hop on a call. I always say bring your coffee or your matcha. I'm a huge matcha person. So bring your coffee and let's chat. Let's get to know each other and let's work together as we support your student having the best experience possible over these next 4 years. So yes, so with that said, um, I know we're coming to a close, but I want to plug before we fully wrap up. We have some exciting sessions that are happening next week. So for our international students and families, we have a session next week, Tuesday, called A Guide for International Students. It is solely for students. So I will say families, international families, if you want to connect, if you have some questions, you're more than welcome to reach out to me and we can get some time together to answer whatever questions are top of mind for you. But for students, this session is taking place at 7 a.m. And at 1 p.m. We intentionally tried to offer 2 sessions because we want to make sure that wherever in the world you are located, that you are able to attend a session that hopefully works best for you within the time zone that you're in at the moment. And so please, I included the link earlier, so please feel more than welcome to register for whatever time works best for you. That's 7 a.m. Eastern Standard Time and 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So we'd love to have you there. I will be joining one of those sessions that day. And then we also have a session on academic affairs that's taking place on the 15th with Dean Lisa Hollabaugh, where she will be walking through just some insights within the core. And so any questions that you have related to academic affairs, I encourage you to attend that session. On the 16th, we have Dean Larry Jackson walking through the core curriculum. And so, and what I love with both of those sessions, Dean Lisa Hollabaugh and also with Dean Larry Jackson, there will be students that will be joining both of those sessions. So not only will you be hearing from 2 deans within academic affairs, but you'll also be able to hear from students and get that real life boots on the ground journalism from the students and hearing their experience, what they've learned so far. And then on the 17th, there will be a session which is entitled Academics with Columbia Engineering. So for all of you engineers that are here and for the parents of engineers, that is your session to join, just to be able to hear from our team within our colleagues within C's and all that they do and all the ways that they set their students up for success to become the engineers that they want to be in the future. All right, so I'm seeing a couple of, I'm loving the gratitude. Thank you so much for the kind words that are here. We really appreciate it. This has been so much fun. Okay, I'm seeing, are all sessions recorded if we're traveling and unavailable? Yes. Yes, Antonia, we thought of you. We thought of all of you that are here. So all the sessions are recorded. If you want to revisit the information from this session, it will be posted next week, Monday. So please take a look at our website and follow back with us on next week, Monday. But moving forward, every session that has been recorded will be posted the very next day. So you'll be able to refer back to that information then.
And each week you'll receive a countdown to Columbia newsletter. Students and parents both receive this. The parents receive the same newsletter, just with a little note at the top about maybe things to highlight. So you're both receiving the same information, and within that newsletter will highlight the webinars that are coming up that week. And so things to look out for, you can look then to see what you want to attend that week.
I'm seeing one more question. Have they already sent the academic session? So I'm happy to include the summer webinar series. I put the link in the chat earlier, but I'm happy to repost it. And that is where you will be able to see all of the upcoming sessions taking place that day. One second, here we go. So you'll be able to take a look at just some of the sessions that we have coming up. And so for you, I think your name is, let me go back to it, regarding the next couple of sessions. So academic affairs, that session will be taking place on the 15th. Regarding the core curriculum, that's on the 16th. And then academics at Columbia Engineering will be on the 17th. And then for our international students, your session will be on August 14th, my bad, July 14th at 7 a.m. and 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Thank you so much again for all the warm words. We really appreciate it. This was so much fun. I want to say thank you to all of my wonderful colleagues. It is such a joy to be able to do this work with all of you. Thank you for joining me with this countdown to Columbia session. And oh my goodness, thank you in advance for caring for our child. We are happy. We are so happy to support you, Kate, and support your child. We're so excited for your child to join us. All right. So with that said, I am a chatty Cathy, so I'm going to wrap this up because I could talk to all of you all day. And then I will see all of you next week. I'll be there bright and early at 7 a.m. If you see me with my coffee, don't say anything. But yes, we'll be with each other next week. Welcome to reach out to us if you have any questions, and we'll chat with you soon.
Thank you all.
Thanks everyone. Bye.